Okay, kids and cadets, welcome back to Tommy Time. I spent some time today working on this Honda HRR216. It's a 2012 model year. I put an aftermarket carburetor on this one. I couldn't get the main jet out of the original carburetor, so it does start and run. The issue I had with this one is there was no self-propulsion going on. I took off the rear wheels. It's a rear wheel drive, and there was no drive pinion gear. The outer clips were missing, and there was no ratchet keys. The ratchet key springs, return springs, were in place, but everything else was missing. So I'll show you what I did. I have a Honda HRB215 in my scrap pile, so I brought it out. The pinion gear is the same for the 216. So this is a 215 here. I removed the rear wheels, same thing, rear wheel drive, and I stole the pinion gear, the ratchet key, and the circlip or C-clip off of this to rectify my other project. You're going to need some C-clip pliers to remove the C-clip or circlip. You can get this plier set at Harbor Freight. They're not very much. That's the only way you're going to get off that C-clip. You try popping it off with a screwdriver and it's going to fly through the air. You're going to lose it. When you buy the C-clip pliers, you'll get a little kit here with different various size heads in different angles. It's very handy and it's not very expensive. You're going to run across these C-clips in the projects you're working on. If you go to buy the pinion gears online, you can go to eBay or the Big Jungle Company. This is the pinion gear model number right there, and it's a 12-tooth pinion gear. There's another Honda gear that's a 13-tooth. This is a 12-tooth that'll fit the 216, the HRR216. So some of the sellers actually sell a kit with the ratchet key, the spring, the circlip or C-clip. So put this number in eBay and just keep looking down your list and you'll see some of the sellers sell the kit and caboodle, the pinion gear, which is this number, and all the other stuff for a package deal. I think I've seen them as low as $10 for everything. You get 2 of each. It's handy to have spare parts around. So let me tell you about this HRB215. I got it from one of my scrappers, I think 2 years ago. As you can see, it's a plastic deck and the whole front of the unit's missing. Every manufacturer has a product that's a blooper or a screw-up. This happened to be Honda's screw-up. This composite deck would dry out, start cracking, and then fall apart. I believe they did an actual recall for those original owners that purchase new. Anything second-hand, they won't warranty the deck. If you registered your product, you could get another deck. So just plastic dried out starts to crack and falls apart. So I got a funny story. Maybe 6 months ago I was selling a Murray pusher, just a standard pusher. Lady asked me if it was still available. I said sure. She says, will you take a trade? I got a Honda. I says, oh yeah, I'll take a Honda as a trade. I said, does it still run? She says, yeah, and she sent me a little video, and it was one of these 215s with the plastic deck. So she was actually using the unit, balancing the rear wheels to keep the blade from hitting the ground. Well, she got to the end of the grass and was making a U-turn. The blade dipped down and started chewing up the turf, kicking rocks into the street. She made the turn and then kept going. I thought, wow, that's something you don't see too often. Probably not too safe, I would say, having this exposed blade right in the front without any protection. Anyhow, she wanted $50 for it, and I said, no, that's too much for just the engine alone, so I skipped that deal. So let me start this HRR216, and I'll show you how the self-propelled is working. So smooth running. I love these Honda engines. I did turn up the idle just a bit. The idle was set too low with that aftermarket carburetor, and I put a new air filter on it. The original one had seen its better days, so I gave it a new air filter. So there you have it. I'm happy with this Honda project. It seemed to be one thing after another, but we rectified it. Happy with the way it turned out. I'll clean up the deck, and put this in the to-go pile to go to a new home. So there you go. I appreciate you kids and cadets coming out, checking out this Honda with me. Continue to have a good day today.